This is either going to be one of the best decisions you've ever made or one of the biggest headaches that you can never get rid of. What's good, everybody? This is the Evolve to Inspire YouTube channel. I'm your entertainer champ, and on today's video, we're going to discuss the 10 questions you need to ask yourself. Question number 1, what life do you want to live? This question is one of the most profound questions that I've ever asked myself. One of my previous mentors was one of the people who originally asked me this question when I was about 18 years old. His biggest message was never ask what career or job you want. Because if you ask yourself that question, then your lifestyle and the amount of money you're going to make is going to be set. But if you reframe the question and ask yourself, what life do you want to live? From there, you can select whatever career path would work best for that. And from there, then you can also select the amount of money that it's going to make in order to live the life that you actually want to live. This was very pivotal in the decisions that I made, which is why I decided to create this YouTube channel. It fell in line with my purpose and also empowered me to help others around me. To answer the question, what life do I want to live? Me personally, I want to live a life that is going to bring me freedom. Going to bring me financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. One of the only ways to do this is to start an online business like YouTube, for example. Now you need to ask yourself, what life do you want to live? What are things that you want to enjoy within this life? These are questions you need to be clear on in order to get to the next level. And as you grow older, just like with all these questions, your answer is going to become more clear. Question number 2, who do you want to be? When it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for and what do you want to have accomplished? These are things that you need to reflect on. Who do you want to be? How does that person act? How does that person treat people? These are all questions that tie into that question number 2. Who do you want to be? If you're watching this video, you're probably going to be a little younger, probably less than 25 years old. So be clear with what exactly you want from this life. For me personally, I want to be a person who can impact millions of people, who has the potential to inspire everyone around him. And with all these questions, I really do feel like you should write these things down so you can refer back to it. So even when you're at your lowest moments, you can remind yourself of the person you want to be and how that person acts, so you can check yourself to see if you're acting in accordance to what you desired originally. Question number 3, what drives you? Does advancement, individuality, purpose, or madness drive you? I got this concept from Patrick Bet-David from his book, Your Next 5 Moves, which is a book that I would definitely recommend to anyone who's trying to get to know themselves a little bit more. He has a lot of good concepts in that book, and that was one of the things that he asked and I had asked myself is, what drives you? For advancement, this is like completing a goal, getting a task done, or getting that next promotion. For individuality, this is going to be lifestyle, recognition, and security. For madness, this is using the opposition as a source of fuel. This is like chasing competition or trying to be the best person in your company. This is to get power, fame, status, and the desire to break records. And for purpose, this is pursuing things that are going to give you the most fulfillment. This is going to be helping others, change, purpose, enlightenment, and impact. Be very clear what motivates you, because you're going to need it in the lows in life. Because everyone is going to have their low moments in life, and in those low moments, you're going to need motivation to get back up and get back on the horse. These things should bring an emotional reaction out of you. If it truly means something to you, it is going to bring an emotional reaction out of you. For me personally, what drives me is individuality and purpose. I'm trying to make change, and I'm trying to help others with the purpose. And with the individuality, I'm looking for a certain type of lifestyle and some freedom. So that is what drives me personally. Now, what drives you? Question number 4, what's holding you back right now? There's a lot of things that you need to take into account when it comes to what is holding you back. Some of these things include people, inputs, environments, vices. There's a lot of things that hold people back, but what holds you back in specific? What are things that you know you need to work on, and what are things that you need to get rid of? Control what you can control and release tension for the things in which you cannot control. Right now, if you have people holding you back, or a certain environment that's not pushing you to your better self, you need to make the sacrifice. If you have certain mindsets or vices or inputs that are holding you back, you need to change those, or you need to get rid of them. For me personally, I had to get rid of some of the vices that were in my life, as well as leaving back some mindsets that weren't really helping me out. Sacrifices are going to need to be made. So right now, what is holding you back? Question number 5, do you surround yourself with the right people who are going to demand the best version of yourself? Do you have people that are going to be an accountability partner for you? Do you have people who are going to motivate you in your lowest moments? And if you don't have those people, then you're going to need to acquire some new friends or some new people in your life. Making new friends is an essential part of building the best life you possibly can. Are you surrounding yourself with the right people who demand the best version of yourself? Question number 6, and one of my favorite questions: what is life trying to teach you right now? To answer this question accurately, you need to be an observer of your own life. Take a step back and really think about, what is life trying to teach you right now? What are things that you're being resistant in trying to learn? What are things you know you should be doing that you're avoiding right now? Maybe life is trying to teach you lessons that you already learned, but fail to put action behind what you learned. Maybe it's time to make the correction and do the right action that's going to level you up. Life has a very funny way of teaching us lessons, but you need to be very conscious in what life is trying to teach you right now. Question number 7, are you doing things that bring you fulfillment? A lot of people don't even know what brings them fulfillment in this life. If you're one of those people who are lacking fulfillment in your life, what are things that you're passionate about? Do those things that you're passionate about. Those are the things that are going to bring you the most fulfillment in this life. But also be wary if it actually pushes you towards your better self. If it's something like a degenerative action, then of course that is going to need to be replaced eventually. For me personally, what brings me fulfillment in this life is helping others out in any way I can. Is being that motivation and being that inspiration for someone, even in their lowest moments, to say, hey, I can do it too. Question number 8, are you consuming the right inputs that are going to help you in life long term? Now, you need to really analyze to see what is holding you back and what is not holding you back. These are things that need to be observed and eventually changed over time. For me personally, I had to make a lot of adjustments within the inputs that I chose because I recognized that it wasn't actually doing anything for me and I was actually just doing it for the fun of it. In this life, you should not be chasing just things that are fun. You should be chasing things that are going to bring you the most fulfillment, and also with that, things that are going to make the biggest impact in this life. So right now, are you choosing the right inputs that are going to help you out? If you're not, like I said, it looks like you got some work to do. Question number 9, and one of the most thought-provoking questions within all of this: what does your life partner look like and how do they act? One of the most important decisions you're going to make in this life is the partner you choose to settle down with. This is either going to be one of the best decisions you've ever made or one of the biggest nightmares that you've ever lived in. So this question for sure needs to be thoroughly analyzed for what you want. And just with any of these questions, you're going to be more clear on this as you go on through life. But what partner do you want? What do they look like and how do they act? Question number 10, and the final question for today: are you setting goals? Are you setting goals for the weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, bi-yearly, and yearly goals? Make sure you're setting goals because it's going to give you a target to strive for. And more importantly, when it comes to setting goals, do you have the right systems in place in order to achieve those goals? When I'm talking about systems, I like to use one of my favorite examples. Let's just say you have a goal of losing 30 pounds in the gym. That is a big goal, and that can be overwhelming at times. But the system in place in order to pursue that goal is making sure you're getting an effective workout in 5 days a week. So as long as you can have the right system in place, that is ultimately going to give you the best results when pursuing that goal. So when it comes to achieving most goals in life, you're going to have to break it down to the daily and weekly. That's what it's mostly going to come down to. Are you doing things today that are aligned with the goals that you have for this month or for this year? If not, then it looks like you need to adjust your day. So ask yourself the question: are you setting goals? Do you have the right systems in place? If you're interested in any of these questions, I would recommend my podcast. It's called the Life of a Champ podcast. I go live twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays around 7 o'clock. I'm going to leave the link below if you are interested in my podcast. But other than that, I hope you guys take some value from this video and actually write down all the answers to these questions. And stay tuned for the video coming up next week. I post twice a week on this channel, so you make sure you go ahead and subscribe. To end it off, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and until the next video.